Okay, hi, I'm Nurshakilah and I'm from P03. For this QA assignment, for the first question, we are supposed to find the best air quality according to the 5 months of data that is given on Olive. So first, what I do was I imported the raw data, and this is what the raw data looks like. So first, to find the best air quality, I calculated the average or the mean of every region, which could be found here. Yeah, which could be found here. As you can see, the one highlighted in yellow, yeah, this is the average for total, and the one highlighted in green is the best air quality, which is the east. How I analyze this is that the lower the value is, the best air quality is, because it's a PSI, and the highest value was 34.481, which is the west region, which also depicts the worst air quality. So this leads me to the second part of the question, which asks us to find the worst air quality. And also, not only that, we also need to make a daily maximum chart for this, daily maximum PSI chart for the worst region. So this is what I've done. First, in doing this, I created another two more columns, which is the date and the maximum PSI value. For the maximum PSI value, actually uses uh, a formula, which is this formula, which is like, because the given raw data is hourly, so for this particular question part, they actually want daily. So I use if C26, which is the 1st of June, is the 2nd June is 12 a.m. Then they will find the maximum. Then if not, then they will just compute NA, which is not applicable. So if I were to unfilter this and put in the NA, include the NA, and this is what I get. Yeah, so I just filter it and get my graph. So I just filter it, and yeah, this is what I get. So from the graph, what I could see that the daily maximum PSI is actually consistent after June, which is from July to October. So on 15 June, the PSI actually shoots up drastically, fluctuates aggressively, and it actually reaches its uh, highest point at 21st of June with 57 PSI. It then drastically dropped back, and yeah, as you can see, the red line depicts the mean. So after that, then the daily maximum actually varies around the mean, which I think is quite consistent. Okay, then for question 2, now I will move on to question 2. For question 2, we are actually required we are required to find we are required to construct a 95% confidence interval of the mean PSI for the reading 5 months of June to October. So for this question 2, I first find the average PSI between all regions. And to find this, I actually use the if-else feature also, which is given in Excel. I use if D2, which is 1st June is dash, because I wouldn't want them to not being able to output anything, so I just put if D2 is equal to dash, then it will show 0. And then you find the average, which is D2 to H2. So D2 to H2, which is the PSI for origin. And after finding that, I actually find the maximum, which is from which I use this formula to find the maximum. And yeah, from this maximum, I find the requirements needed for to find the confidence interval, the things which is mean, standard deviation, sample size, and yeah, all this information. So the mean is actually I take the average of all this, the maximum, and yeah, I just use the functions given. So and I found out that hold on for a minute. I found out that the confidence interval is actually these two. The upper bound, which is actually the upper limit, and lower limit. So actually uses the formula we learned in class, and I compute all these informations together and get these two um amounts, values, I mean. So yeah, this is my confidence interval values for the first part of the questions, which is confidence interval. So the second part of the question is we are required to find the number of days of PSI. Okay, we are required to find count the number of days which is the PSI is more than 30. The 30 is set as the benchmark. So first what I do is, and it's like between July and August and September and October, we are supposed to compare these two values. So first I just highlight from July onwards, and I do a conditional formatting, which I set as greater than 30. So you highlight all the values which is greater than 30, then and for the total number of days for this, I use count if as I just want the values which is more than 30, right? So I use count if bracket if like the number of days from July to August is more than 30, then it will count the day. Yeah, so this is what I get for September and October. I uses the same method, and yeah, this is sample proportion for each. And yeah, so that's it. And for the last part of question 2, I actually uses hypothesis testing. So for this one, I will be moving to my report. On a moment. Moving to my report, which is I'm sorry. I've been moving on to my report, which is this one. So for the very last part, this is my report, and for the very last part, I actually uses because we have 1% level of significance. So if I look at my Excel to find hypothesis testing, I uses the formula given to us, and yeah, this is what I get. So from all the information here, I can compute the values and find the significant difference in the two proportions. Since it's given that the level of simulation is 1%, thus we do know that the confidence interval is 99%. And with this, I just divide it into two, and see and find the critical value, which is 2.325. And after inputting the values into the formula, which is this formula, um, I then find the significant difference of 0.28373. So with this, I therefore I think this significant difference lies in the rejection period. So this came to the end of my presentation, my online video presentation for my assignment 1. Thank you.